Because if she's making fun of you a little, and somehow making eye contact a little longer right after, that's usually not disrespect. That's interest wearing a mask. Most guys miss this completely. They think interest is supposed to look obvious. Soft voice, big compliments, perfect warmth. But real attraction is rarely that clean, especially in the beginning, especially when she cares what you think. See, teasing is often safer than sincerity. It lets her get close without looking exposed. She can poke at you, watch your reaction, and learn everything she needs to know, without ever saying, "I like you." And that's the part most men get wrong. They hear the tease, but they miss the invitation inside it. When a woman is interested, she usually doesn't just want your attention. She wants your composure. She wants to see what happens when she touches your ego with a needle. Not to hurt you, to read you. Do you get awkward? Do you get defensive? Do you start performing? Or do you stay relaxed and tease her back like you expected her to come closer? That moment matters more than most men realize. Because teasing is rarely about the words. It's about emotional contact. It's a way of creating tension without having to confess anything real. It says, "I'm not ignoring you. I'm playing with you." And play is never neutral. Think about it. People don't invest energy where they feel nothing. Indifference is quiet. Attraction is restless. It looks for openings. It creates little games. It tests chemistry. So when she notices the way you say a word, or laughs at your serious face, or calls you out for something tiny and meaningless, that can be a sign she's not trying to move away from you. She's trying to create a private language with you. That's what teasing really is at its best. A private language. Not a debate, not an insult, not a courtroom. A game. And if you don't understand that, you'll ruin the moment by treating flirtation like criticism. A lot of men do this without noticing. She says, "You always act so confident." And he starts explaining himself. She says, "Wow, so you do this with every girl?" And he rushes to clarify. She says, "You're kind of trouble, aren't you?" And he goes serious. And just like that, the energy dies. Because now she's not playing with a man. She's managing one. The reason teasing works is because it creates uncertainty in a controlled amount. Just enough spark, just enough friction, just enough emotional movement to make the interaction feel alive. That's why the women who really like you often don't come in with direct admiration first. Direct admiration puts them in a vulnerable position. Teasing gives them cover. It keeps their dignity intact while still moving the connection forward. It's elegant, actually. She gets to show interest without saying it, and you get a chance to prove you understand the language. But here's where this gets deeper. Not all teasing means attraction. Sometimes people tease because they're bored. Sometimes because they're immature. Sometimes because they like attention more than connection. And sometimes because they're just rude. So the real question isn't, did she tease me? The real question is, what came with it? Did it come with warmth? Did it come with repeated attention? Did it come with curiosity? Did it come with that subtle smile that says she wants to see what he'll do next? Because interest has a pattern. It doesn't show up once and disappear. It lingers. It circles back. it finds excuses. If she teases you and then keeps returning to you, that matters. If she remembers your reaction and builds on it later, that matters. If she singles you out in a group, that matters. If she creates little moments that only the two of you seem to notice, that matters even more. That's not random behavior. That's emotional targeting. And the reason it feels confusing is because teasing creates plausible deniability. If you respond well, the flirtation can grow. If you respond poorly, she can always pretend she was just joking. That's why women do it. It protects them. And it tests you at the same time, which means your response is everything. The worst thing you can do is become literal. Literal kills tension. If she says, "You're ridiculous," and you answer like she filed a complaint, you've already lost the frame. If she nudges you with a smirk and you start defending your image, you're telling her the joke touched something fragile. Fragility changes how she sees you. But calm confidence does the opposite. When she teases you and you stay playful, you tell her something powerful without saying it directly. You tell her you're socially fluent. You tell her you're not rattled by pressure. You tell her you can handle energy instead of collapsing into explanation. That's attractive. Because attraction isn't only about looks or lines or timing. A lot of it is emotional steadiness. Women notice the man who doesn't panic when the interaction gets charged, and teasing is one of the fastest ways to reveal that. So, if she says, "You probably say that to everyone," don't rush to prove your innocence. Smile. Slow down. Let the moment breathe. Say something like, "Only the difficult ones." Now you're in the game. If she says, "You think you're smooth, huh?" Don't deny it. Don't oversell it. Just say, "I think you noticed." Again, you're not fighting the tension. You're shaping it. That's the difference. Men who don't understand teasing try to escape it. Men who do understand it know it's often the front door. And once you see that, a lot of female behavior starts making more sense. Why she notices tiny things about you. Why she lightly challenges you. Why she acts a little harder to read when she actually cares more. Because when someone has no interest, they usually don't want layers. They don't want tension. They don't want a game. They keep it flat, polite, generic. Attraction adds texture. It creates little pushes and pulls, little tests, little sparks. And teasing is one of the cleanest examples of that. Now, here's the part almost nobody tells you. The tease itself is not the biggest signal. Her attention after the tease is. That's the insider detail. Any woman can throw out a playful comment. That means nothing by itself. But if she watches closely after she says it, if she studies your face, waits for your response, smiles at your recovery, or seems almost more engaged after challenging you, that's the tell. Because now she's not just talking, she's investing. She wants to know if the chemistry can survive pressure. She wants to know if you can play at her level. She wants to know if there's something between you that can hold tension without breaking. And when you understand that, you stop obsessing over the exact words she used. You start watching the energy. the eyes, the timing, the return, the warmth hidden inside the challenge. That's where the truth is. So yes, if she teases you, there's a real chance she's interested. Not because teasing magically equals attraction, but because attraction often chooses teasing as its first disguise. And the men who know that don't get confused. They don't overreact. They don't rush. They don't defend. They recognize the invitation inside the mischief, and they answer it the right way. With calm, with timing, with a smile that says, "I know what this is." Because the moment you stop hearing teasing as rejection and start hearing it as flirtation with armor on, you stop missing the women who were interested the whole time.